1999 before, family violence, assaulted by a family member. 1999, denied social services and lived on the street for 2.5 years. These events leading to uttering threats.
Basic standards of food,
my statement,
water.
their statement, and events leading up to being executed
Nearly half
by
of the world's
Vega and
population
Abilify
earns less than
by lethal injection. Human rights laws and ethics violation by the Government of Canada / police departments and agencies as well, being hospitals and everything else. Criminal harassment and bullying at the workplace. Everywhere you go, it's some type of torture mind game, and nothing's reality. Constable Daryl Swan's card, the call exclamation mark is what he left, and then the Amundsen's letter on his statement, or short statement. Possible charges reversed by legal aid Robert Yeo at the time for torture and many more things corroborating. Since 1999, I was forced to live on the street because they didn't want to help me, and so forth, for torture and intent to harm, knowing, and unlawful cause of bodily harm, fabrication of information, false statements, and false news and accusations spread around. I don't know. Read through it. Maybe, maybe not. Human rights violation, Article 25. Human Resources doesn't look after us properly. 1 meal a day. Kathy Huberstein, hopefully I pronounced that right, and Constable Daryl Swan took this statement at the Human Resources on 10th Street, I guess it is, or when it was there. Now they're on Grant Street. Why she didn't go and do a video statement, an audio statement at the Comox Valley Detachment or Department on Ryan Road is beyond my belief. Signed the papers and have fingerprints as well, just in case she's misleading, fabrication of information, intent to harm a human being, torture, or so forth, if the charges were reversed. When this case got thrown out in 2008, 2010, according to my YouTube, the macing and spraying and uttering threats / gestures were done to me, or criminal harassment or bullying in the Comox Valley over this, to give me an attitude adjustment, according to Johnny Johnson, constable. And he didn't say it directly to me, but I took it as a figure of speech. That's what they were trying to do, because it just got worse.
Necessarily. The legal analysis will depend on why you applied force to someone else. If you assault someone in order to punish or get back at them, it will not constitute self-defense. On the other hand, even if you strike the first physical blow, you may have been acting in self-defense if you thought it necessary at the time to protect you or someone else from an assault.
Definition of charge they wanted to charge me for, uttering threats out of the Department of Justice webpage and any criminal code book if you look through it. Word for word, copy and pasted. Webpage is on the top. Why Constable Daryl Swan wrote Ross James lie is beyond my belief. I think I corrected him to Jason, that's why it's on the top. And why it doesn't say Ross Jason Bowen lie, like the driver's license you showed, is beyond my belief too. Guess you need some glasses, eh? My statement with Constable Daryl Swan at the RCMP detachment, Comox Valley. The date, the time is all on there. From family violence to torture to psychological, physical neglect of social services, harming me and not giving me social services, forcing me to live on the street for 2.5 years, and psychological torture all the way along till this charge is put up. And that's all I can say. And they asked me for a definition, and I gave them a definition, and she took it as a threat. Way out of hand, way out of hand, way out of hand, Kathy Hubble. And what they wanted when I had Mr. Yo in there, I was going to go to court and deal with myself, but he came in the last second, to be put in the psych ward and executed with my life. Like I said, I can't live my life because in Vega and the psychological criminal harassment ever since being tossed out and before, and all these people who continuously are in anger mode at me since 1999 and just gradually gets worse and worse and worse all the time. Like Billy the Kid said in his report, Why People Go Postal, psychologically assaulting people to assassinate them in some way or another. Either they harm somebody or they harm themselves to death because they can't live in society anymore, which is a malpractice and an execution against human rights, laws, and ethics, violating them completely. When you want to kill somebody with a lethal injection called Invega or any psychiatric drug that spades or neuters and takes somebody's motor functions away so they can't find a better livelihood and live in society. And social services doesn't even allow re-education at a college level, so you don't have to work by the minimum standard of living, minimum wage, when you can't afford to even live or raise a family of 4 on. Completely neglect, torture, and psychologically assaulting people, a breach of trust by a public figure, and so forth. All the charges are at the beginning that should have been reversed onto them, such as torture, provocation, aggravated assault, for playing mind games with people who are desperately in need of food and starving to death, because dietitians of Canada say the leading cause of mental illness is proper nutrition. Your bones and your teeth start to get brittle without calcium and proteins, and a kid's brain does not grow unless you have proteins in the body. Meat, beef, fish, chicken, turkey, and other types of proteins like peanut butter that you can't live on. You need proteins to live, not a vegetarian diet. Anyhow, there you go.
Assault causing bodily harm is an assault that causes hurt or injury to a person that interferes with the health or comfort of the person, and that is more than merely transient or trifling in nature. Not necessarily. The legal analysis will depend on why you apply force to someone else. If you assault someone in order to punish or get back at them, it will not constitute self-defense. On the other hand, even if you strike the first physical blow, you may have been acting in self-defense if you thought it necessary at the time to protect you or someone else from an assault.
I'm Chinese.
I am Russian.
I am East African.
I'm Canadian.
I am Filipina.
I am Irish.
I am Bulgarian. Korean. I am American.
I am Brazilian.
Italian.
Mexican. I'm British.
Swedish.
French.
I'm Israeli.
Mongolian. I'm South African.
Japanese.
We are mankind.
I believe in the spirit.
I believe in trust. Beauty.
I believe in my mom. Strawberry ice cream.
Fortune cookies.
Chocolate. I believe in the tooth fairy. Being honest with yourself. I believe in Santa Claus. Aliens, of course. I believe what I want to believe.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself. I believe in peace.
Letter sent to Jim, Larry, and the staff of the CRA and city councils were back then. Picture 1 and his family. Juan's showmanship and the strength of little Jonathan back there as well. The assault was never dealt with in any way after 4 years, and he still brags about how he paid off his house in Canada and how rich he is.
So let's talk about what happened with the CRA and their fitness instructor, Juan Velasco, and his son Jonathan in around about December the 29th, 2011, on a Thursday. I wrote on a piece of paper, jumped. I should have went in more detail what happened. Working out like normal. And I guess this was on the Wednesday or the Thursday. I can't remember what day it was. There was only the three of us in there and Norman at the time. And this is what happened. His son started giving me these little pushes. Give my little beer to pull. It was a little bigger at that time. I sat him down and says, I guess it's my turn to give you a shot in the shoulder since you're always giving me little pushes and all that at the same time. Every time I put my hands over my head with dumbbells like this, you're giving me a little push. It's not good to do that when somebody has weight over their head or trying to do something, Jonathan. He just sat there. So I just gave him some attention to the little boy. I guess he was 15, 16 at that time. Jumped up, ran about 15 feet at the most, and hit the mat that was on the end of the dumbbell in the old weight room, fitness room, and laid down there. So I walked over to him and looked at him. As I was looking at him, I looked back real quick because I felt something was coming up behind me, and Juan open-handed me in the middle of the back, pushing me at least 4 to 5 feet forward. How do I know it's that distance? A floor mat is about 4 feet big by 4 feet big. They use them in gymnastics. There's 2 of them in that room. He pushed me forward enough to hit the mirror that was in front. I turned around, looked at him. He didn't come back at me again. He ran out, went to the front desk, and got Lisa, the lady who works at the front receptionist. She came in. I was doing my legs at that time and tried to threaten me as well. All on the piece of paper that I sent to Jim and about 6 other people that work at the CRA and Lisa, which I left a little bit out of hers because she already knew in her own mind what happened. And to the mayor, Larry Junglea, at the time, and still is the mayor. And I said something to the RCMP department of the Comox Valley, or Courtney, at the front desk. Dave, or Brad, I think it was at the time, just laughed at me. Didn't want to help me. So I guess it's some type of cover-up from the past there. Weeks later, the cayenne pepper smell, / macing that I call it, that made me very angry and mad because the scent of it, which I used to have up on YouTube, and yeah. Weeks later, the RCMP show up at my door, being Mike Wheeler, saying that I had to go see a psychiatrist at the hospital, with a threatening gesture, putting a hand on his sidearm. Nicole Ball or Bell was there as well, which have both their cards. She left, he stayed, and he wouldn't listen. I told him to leave me alone. Nothing's wrong with me. Intent to harm knowingly and slandering me, false news and accusations, and false pretenses me that I'm on steroids. When they did my blood test and urine test, nothing came back. Who knows if I've ever done this shit? Words are words. Period. testosterone level dropped or whatnot from a 20 to an 8. Now I can't do any physical activities since the second psych ward visit where they charged me for mischief, not causing a disturbance or yelling at a police officer. Who in their right mind would take somebody to a fucking psych ward for mischief? Period. Or even being a common nuisance. Anyways, don't like being sprayed with Axe spray mace by his son either. In the old change rooms as well. Pretty much point blank, stuff stinks. That was the other complaint. Little man like Juan, sure he's short. He's probably got 50 pounds on him since he started weightlifting 20 years ago, he said. How he got that extra 20 pounds. Who knows, some people might say steroids due to the fact he's getting that bald spot on the top of his head. Or it could be natural from eating properly. Who the hell fucking really knows for sure. But he can bench 300 pounds. Don't know if he can squat. Doesn't have that great of legs, but he knows how to hit. Hitting somebody and pushing them 4-something feet. That was a pretty good hit. Anyways, you hit somebody from behind in hockey. It's a major penalty. You get kicked out of the game. Pussies only hit from behind, don't they? Gentlemen or real men, they hit from in front. That way you know what's coming. We don't live in a war zone. We're supposed to be free of fear. What was your first intent of moving to the Comox Valley, Juan, and working at the CRA? Is it to fuck up natural bodybuilders who want to work out and call them steroid freaks or whatnot because they're natural and enjoying something in life, such as exercise and fitness in a social club at the same time, other people doing the same event rather than drinking their faces off and getting drunk? Or, yeah, who are you really working for? Period. They could use some more younger instructors at the CRA, but nobody hires the instructors, period, it seems. They might have 10 of them on staff, and only one works full-time, working the door every day. You have to meet and greet people. That's your job. If you had enough of it, it's time to go, like any other job in the service industry in Canada or the United States of America. Period. I don't know. We'll leave it at that.
Under definition of terrorist and assault, he's a foreigner who assaulted a Canadian citizen, and they're funding a terrorist by giving him a job to pay off his house while Canadian citizens are being assaulted by Juan.
I went all the way down.
Hi, this is Justin Trudeau, Member of Parliament for Papineau, and I'm extremely pleased to be with you all today to celebrate Global Dignity Day Canada 2012. Dignity is extremely important because I think it's a challenge of the 21st century that we're all going to be sharing. We did a great job in the 20th century starting to recognize everyone's basic rights. Now we have to move a step beyond that and recognize that everyone has value. Everyone deserves dignity, and what dignity is recognizing that they have worth, that they have something to offer, that they have stories to tell, impacts to give, and value to the community around them. That's our big challenge, and that's why I'm so happy to be celebrating Global Dignity Day. Being a hero is not about being stronger or being better than anyone else. It's about giving more. It's about understanding what you have to offer the world around you and offering it. Being a hero is about offering yourself in service to the world. It's about giving of your thoughts, your actions, your effort to improve the world around you for one person, for 100, for an entire community, or for a planet. It's about knowing that you matter in what you have to offer, and you need to offer it because other people need it. In the year ahead, I encourage everyone to include more dignity in their lives by paying attention, by listening to others, by valuing their opinions, their thoughts, their hopes, their dreams. Include more dignity in your life by offering to help, by building, by creating a world in which we all recognize the intrinsic value of each other, the worth that we all have in building and shaping stronger communities, a stronger world. Thank you so much for including me in your celebrations today. I wish you the very, very best of days and years.